right? That's what I see a lot of with golfers on the range, basically just ball beating, machine gunning golf balls one after the other without really having any target, and usually using their most favorite club. It could be the 7-iron, for example. And whilst, you may be getting a little bit better doing that in terms of just getting the strike, you're not really improving, because you have to put a little bit more care into it if you want to work on improving your game through the bag. So there are really three main types of practice you need to consider. Firstly is the block type of practice. Block practice is repeating, working on movements, really going through the drills and exercises that you need to do to improve your golf. The second main form of practice is random practice. And this is what I don't see golfers doing enough. That's where they'll use different clubs and have different targets and really take care as if you're on the golf course when you're on the range. And the third type of practice is pressure practice, where you would actually give yourself a challenge. How many I can get through those posts, for example, with a club. So you're actually putting a bit of pressure towards the end of your session. So let's say you've got an hour, do half an hour on block practice, 15 minutes on your random practice, and then spend 15 minutes having some pressure practice as well. So just going a little bit further into a target. Obviously on a range, normally we've got big areas like this. It's so easy just to hit the ball. You think you're hitting the ball well and fairly straight, when we know what it's like on a golf course. If you miss it by 10 feet left, you could be in a bunker and have no shot. So really try and get specific on a target. I'd love you to stand behind every shot like you would on a golf course, pick a spot in front of the ball, aim it at your target, and walk in and take care on your shot. Hit the shot, look at the proximity and reflect on it. Don't just rake another ball if you hit a bad one, however tempting that is. Put another ball in place, walk behind again and take your time. If you are working on a specific drill, that could be anything of course, but let's say I'm working on getting my club more on the inside and my coach has given me a drill where I need to feel the right elbow working in, for example. Important to make sure when you're doing your block practice that you are rehearsing that move, rehearsing it before you hit it. So take your time when you're doing your block practice and work on specific things that you need to do in your golf swing. So once you've done that, then you move on to your competitive practice to really test how you're swinging a club. So when you're happy, you've warmed up, you feel like you're swinging well, it's important to add that little bit of competition to your practice. So what I've done here is I've got 3 piles of balls and 3 in each pile. So I'm going to hit 9 shots. I'm going to hit 3 with the 7-iron, 3 with my hybrid, and then 3 with my driver. And I'm going to set what I think is a decent goal in terms of proximity to the target. So I'm starting my 7-iron. I've got a red post there on the left. I'm happy with 20 feet either side of that post. If I hit it more than that, outside of that, it's a cross. If I hit it within it, it's a tick. So let's see if I can get all 3 on my imaginary green. So there's a bit of competition like I'm on a golf course because the outcome now matters. Oh, that's right on it. That is perfect. There we go. So that's 1 out of 1. Another one. If you're doing it in a range, I'd like to stand behind and go through the routine, but I don't want to keep you all waiting too long. So we're going to go again. Again, that's right down it. Irons are working well today. Right, but this is the pressure one. This is me to complete the test of the 7-iron. If I can get it again within my proximity target. Oh, and I've pushed that a little bit. That's outside, so I pushed it. Wasn't a good swing. So that's 2 out of 3. Next time I do that test, I'm going to try to get 3 out of 3. Now I'm going to move to my hybrid. I'm going to change the perimeter a little bit wider. I'm going to go 30 feet either side now is something which I would be happy with. Again, go through the routine, stand behind like you would on a golf course, pick your spot in front of the ball. I'm going to hit 3 hybrids, get within my target. Yeah, that's good. Happy with that one. And remember, when you're setting your target, now be realistic. Make it challenging. Of course, make it challenging, but be realistic. There's lots of sites out there where you can get the data, what an average would be for your handicap, and that might be a nice place to start. If you find it too easy, make it more challenging next time. That's 2. Again, this is the pressure one. Can I get all 3 hybrids through my target? Oh, I think I did. I think I pushed it a little bit too far to the right. Now we're into driver. Now with a driver, if you've got some posts on the range, so here there's 2 red posts around about 50 to 60 feet apart, so that's quite a narrow fairway. I'm going to make that a challenging target to see how many drivers I can get through that fairway. And that's right down the middle. That's as good as I can hit. That's 1 out of 1. Take your routine. Imagine you're on the golf course now. You're not just beating balls. You're taking your time, going through your routine, and putting some real pressure into your practice. Just on the right edge of the fairway. And this is the pressure one. This is to complete my driver test. Give me lots of confidence next time I stand on that first tee with my driver. Absolutely fine, right down the middle. So there we go. That's just a nice competitive practice game that you can use on the range after you've warmed up to try and give you a little bit of on-course pressure to really test your game, and from there you can structure more practice depending on your results. I think that'll help. So you're on the range, it's wide open. Sometimes it's difficult to aim, and players don't take enough care. And the old saying, if you aim at nothing, you're going to be sure to hit it. And that's what a lot of golfers do, and they really kid themselves into the fact they're actually hitting it straight when really there's no target there. So when you are practicing, I really do advise, if you have some of these alignment rods, they're absolutely superb in making sure you have a proper practice station set out. So when you're doing this, put 1 rod down, sort of slightly in front of the ball, aiming at your target. So it's all parallel because it's outside the ball. It's going to be just a yard or 2 right of the target, but basically that's on the target. And then you put a 2nd rod down here for your body alignment, parallel to the white rod. And I think that's an important point as well. It's amazing sometimes how many golfers who've been playing golf for 10, 20 years and they feel that they need to aim their feet and body at the target. When you don't, you actually want to be aiming parallel left for a right-handed golfer to the target. So the white rod here is on the target and the red rod here is for my body alignment. Like a railway track, we have 2 tracks, 1 for the club head, 1 for the feet. And then you know then when you're practicing and hitting your shots, you can really tell, is my club face aligned to the rod there? And an important point on that as well, a lot of golfers try and aim this leading edge, which is effective. Most golf clubs have these lovely tram lines on the face as well. And if you place the club down behind the ball and make sure that this outside tram line is parallel to the rod, that's a really nice way of making sure your club face is exactly square to the target. And then from there, I can set up and I can check my feet, and all I'm looking for here is the distance between the rod and my right foot and my rod and my left foot the same. And if it's the same, we are set up there absolutely 10 out of 10 in terms of alignment. If I hit it offline from there, I know it's a swing issue. What it isn't going to be is an alignment issue. And I don't think there's anything more frustrating in golf for a golfer if actually they've hit a great shot and they just happen to be aiming there. So we don't want to be hitting bad shots from poor basics. It's all about doing the basics well at this game and make sure you set up a station like this to hit nice straight shots on the range. There we go, another one on the green.